Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So I actually had in mind a different kind of reading, but Spirit was like, past life, past life. I don't do very many of these because I feel like people are, um, not sure what to believe, and that's totally cool. If you don't want to watch this video, I completely understand. Like, if you don't resonate with the fact that you think there's past lives, don't watch the video. It's totally cool. But if you do, if you're curious about it, stick around. Like, Spirit obviously wanted me to do this for a reason. And I don't even know that I have past life readings as an option on my booking site. But if you're interested, DM me. I'm happy to do one for you. I do have to say that you're going to have to use your discernment. You're going to have to listen to your intuition with what I'm saying, because this is a big collective. So, don't take it if it doesn't resonate with you. But what I do want to share with past lives, oftentimes the reason we're experiencing something in our current life is because we didn't figure it out in a previous life. So if you resonate with something that I'm saying in your current life, there's a good chance that you experienced it in a prior life. So, sorry about that. So you might want to really pay attention to that. The very interesting thing that happened before I even pulled these cards here, all these cards that came out, was that I was kind of thinking one of the things that was going to happen is that for some people, you might resonate with the fact that, like, you've been on a long healing journey in this life. So, a past life might be that you might be your current life. So, might be something that happened before, like trauma specifically, that you're not experiencing now. So, and then when I pulled cards, they literally were falling out like this. Like, I did not touch anything other than to try to get everything, and I think it all is in the screen here for the most part. um so what kind of happened is this would be considered the first life over here, and then these cards fell in the middle, which right away I knew that it's kind of like bleeding into the second life over here. These things are bleeding into the second life, and then this one thing is bleeding into this over here, which this over here feels very much, which I haven't even looked at anything yet, so I'm not sure, but I'm getting a sense of this is your current life right now in this moment. And it might be past energy of your current life. Sorry, I need a drink of water. So, we're going to get into it. And again, just kind of take what resonates for you. So let's start over here with the first life, obviously. And this isn't to say that this was your one life, and then, you experienced this second life right away. Like, maybe you had something in between here, it's just not coming through. Like, I'm not sure. Like, this is just 1, 2, 3. That's all I know. So again, this is like taking what resonates. So we've got here adventurer, pioneer. Interesting. The hot air balloon is sticking out to me. Traveling is significant for sure. And then we've got addiction, rock bottom, caretaker, enabler. Those are sticking out. You might resonate with that in this life. A lot of feminine energy too, I just noticed right away. Like, this looks like the same woman. Blonde hair might be significant. So a lot of you watching this video are probably either a female or you're heavy in your female energy. Okay, you might be very feminine. Then we've got, trigger warning, abusive relationship, abused. Hopefully this video will be okay. I don't think YouTube is really strict on that kind of thing, but this is important. So, yep, abused, trigger warning. So then identity, wife, time frame, late modern age. And then a mask. Interesting. We've got swindler, swindled. Oh boy, evaded capture. Okay. Well, with that abuse, so okay, that makes sense. So, and then this card was at the bottom of the deck and it says escaped. So yeah, you were like imprisoned, but with the abuse, right? I feel like there's something of masculine superiority that's coming through with this abuse, right? So you might have been trapped in a marriage that was not ideal. I feel like part of your traveling was kind of like and you might resonate with this in your current life, like you kind of we're trying to figure things out. Like you're just like, I don't know where I belong. Maybe you're a bit of a follower, okay? And you're just kind of like accepting things that weren't good for you, right? The addiction. And maybe you just didn't know any better. This was just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Definitely with this, she's getting kind of dressed up. Someone's like helping her. I feel like get her dressed up in one of those. Okay, I'm seeing Pirates of the Caribbean, where the first one where she's getting helped by the like maids, right, with the dress. So I feel like there's a sense of like this is what I have to do, not what I want to do, and I'm just trying to be accepted by society. This is what we do, okay? Um, but I'm getting a sense that you are very much a free spirit and heart of gold is what I just heard. Like you really um were a good person, like, and you just wanted to find your space. I'm just getting that over and over again. Like, I don't know where I belong, so I'm just going to be here because this is where I've been placed. This is what is normal. This is what other people are doing. Like, you didn't really have an identity in that first life. You were just kind of going along with everybody else, right? And I feel like that kind of put you in a tough spot, especially, you got the addiction. And I don't think like it's addiction and this, I mean, for some people it might be, maybe in this life you struggle with addiction, but it maybe in this life you struggle with the fact that you get addicted to like bad behavior, um, toxic relationships for sure with these two right here. Um, but you might have an addiction with, oh my God, what am I trying to say here? It's like addiction with things not working out for you. So negativity, pessimism, victim mentality, like woe is me, life is tough, like yeah, addiction to things not working out for sure. And this is because of what started over here. Um, but yeah, I feel like a lot of people had you like this is very naive energy that you had, and maybe you had in this life too, again. It's like people were able to fool you very easily. Like they pretend like it's almost like a snake charmer. I don't know. It's weird that that's kind of the analogy or the comparison that not analogy, comparison that spirit wanted to give me, but it's almost like hypnotized, right? You're like, "Oh, yes, you're totally amazing. I totally believe you." But spirit's like, "What are you doing?" Like, "No, this person's terrible." Like you could not see through people in this first life. Um and yeah, I think that's all for this right here. But let's go into what leaded into the second life. So we've got love, arranged marriage. Okay, what was I saying about that first one? Identity, older woman. Some of you might there's something with a mother that might be significant. So um, so maybe part of your identity and how you're showing up over here that bleeded into over here was like how you're perceived by your mother. Identity, guru or idol, time frame, early Middle Ages, faith, atheist or agnostic, love, domestic abuse again. Wow. Okay, and I'm looking at this physical limitation too, seems significant trauma. So, well, obviously, part of your trouble was like, I can't defend myself because I'm smaller than this person. Um, Alternative sexuality, asexual, interesting. Okay, A's are significant. You might have an A name or know someone with A name that's significant in your life now. But asexual. So I feel like something in between here and here, well, what you experience with, like abuse specifically kind of turn you off to love. And maybe this is like, okay, yeah, this is something you've carried into over here because I've got chills with this. There's something with a like a cord or a like cord cutting that needs to happen or like trust, definitely a trust issue, and it started over here and is coming into over here. um so like even though I feel like for a lot of you have had relationships with people in this life, like maybe there's just something where you haven't been all in on your love relationships specifically because of the trauma over here. So you need to cut ties with this past. This is so interesting too. I gotta stop and share this because last night I had a lot of dreams myself about men. And there was a dream about a guy that I knew when I was younger. And then there was a dream about a guy I don't even know. But there was a theme with both because the dream kind of bled into, I do dream interpretations too, and that is on my link tree. That's in my booking. And it's only 11:11 for dream interpretations. They're very important. If you have a dream you're trying to figure out, I can help you. But anyway, the dreams were bleeding together, and it was very much like, because I used to chase men. Like I used to look for validation with men. I used to seek out the wrong kind of men, right? And it wasn't necessarily always this over here kind of energy, but it definitely was a sense that I was looking for validation and that I felt that men were superior to me. So, this is very significant. A lot of you are probably dealing in this life with trying to heal your identity tying into your relationships, specifically with love, but it could be all of them, where you got to just find your own identity and not look for validation from other people, not look for, what's the other thing I want to say about this? Not looking for validation and not looking, like for that relationship to define you. That's exactly it right there. So if you resonate with this specifically in your current life, and it just sounds like, even if you're not in this current life, but probably are, it sounds like something you might resonate with, I highly suggest that you cut the cord from any past lives that you had relationships that were not for your highest good. In that, and maybe you add something like, I cut the cord with any walls that I've built up based on experiences from my past, or experiences in my relationships in general, because of the trust issues I have. Okay. And this is so interesting because this is something I've been working on with my current life, with my current relationship. Like I totally resonate with this, and this is why Spirit called me to this, because there's something that I feel like I was already doing a lot of work, but there's something I was missing, and it was this. So if you resonate with it, do it. Okay, so second life here, we've got servant. Wow, this is very, very similar to this caretaker energy. Housework, childcare. You have always been somebody who takes care of people, always, in every life, period. And in this life too. So then we've got death or lesson, seeing the bigger picture. You're working on this in this life for sure. Location, Baltics or Central Europe. Magic, illusionist. Yeah, wow. Very powerful group here. Wealth, gambling or speculation. Lesson, overcoming loss. Wow, right under that gambling. Okay. Death, drowning. So there's different kinds of death here. Time frame, just forgive me. I'm sorry. Neolithic revolution. Trauma, persecution or torture. Wow. Faith, polytheistic. Sorry, I don't know what that is. Location, island. Well, nobody was on an island, but I feel like you were on an island. So you might resonate with the fact in this life that you are a loner, 100%. And part of what you need to know about this island thing, like you're an island, is that you put yourself on an island. Wow, I needed to hear this too. Yes, you are unique, you are different, and a lot of people don't get you. But you have put yourself on an island, and you need to stop doing that. That is tying with that trust issue, okay? Wow, chills. I love this. Thank you, Spirit, for this message. I needed this so bad. So I want to highlight this right here. Overcoming loss, gambling. So you might in this life currently struggle with loss, and it might have to do with wealth, where you're like, man, I cannot get in front of this. I don't know how to get in front of this. This is like definitely a lack mindset, but it is stemming from previous lives. So you might want to, that's another thing maybe you need to cut the cord with. Like you are not defined by the experience of your loss of anything that you've had before in this life and previous lives. So cut the cord with the lack mentality for sure. Illusionist. I feel like there's something about you. So this is definitely here. There's something about you creating this persona for people to fit in. And that's the island piece, right? That you need to cut the cord with as well. Like you should not a chameleon. You should not blend in with anybody. Like you are magic. You are literally magic. You need to just be you, okay? And I definitely feel like the most beautiful piece about you in every single life is the care you have for other people. It is like the most beautiful part about you. You just really need to balance the care of other people and the care of yourself. And that's probably something you're working on over here for sure. And not worry about the persecution. So you might be kind of like when you're finding your identity in this life, because that's definitely something you've been working on. What was I going to say? I'm sorry. I had to pause there for a minute. Persecution. Like finding your identity and not worrying about what other people think about what you're doing at all. Okay, that's something you're definitely working. Sorry, I keep probably shaking this. There's something you're definitely working on this life with that. Okay, so time frame, classical, antiquity, lesson, leadership. So all of this, like in all the in between coming over here, was to prepare you for this life and taking a role in leadership. I've got chills. I love this. Identity, sibling. Okay, and you might have a sibling in this life where there's a lot for you to learn from your relationship with your sibling. So you need to sit with that now. Okay. Oh my God, care again. Look at this. Some of you might be vets in this life, veterinarian. You might be foster parents as well. You might just have a lot of animals like me, but animals are very significant. Some of you even like talk to animals. There's definitely a sense of connecting with animals. Animal lover, animal care. You're a great animal parent. If you have animals, they love you to death. And I love this. This is so beautiful. You might even have animals that aren't with you anymore that are coming through here. So cool. Injustice, perpetrator. Interesting. Payback or revenge, victim. You know what's interesting too? Okay, I got to talk about my dream again. Because in my dream, the second part of my dream, I had women specifically in this office. I was going for a job, and they were I was supposed to go for an interview, and they told me, oh, you don't fit the part. Like, they didn't even let me interview. And I like went off on them in the office, and I like said, fuck you to their face. And they were like, they all gasped or whatever. So I spoke my piece, and I was getting ready to leave. And the guy that I was going into an interview with, he came out and he saw what was going on, and he ended up firing the woman who was actually in charge, and then I was going to get her place. So there's definitely something about this life where you're going to get justice for the injustices that have happened to you, and in this life too, okay? I love that for us. Trauma, disaster, faith, magic face. You are magic. Love, non-possessive. Yes! So proud of you, okay? Yeah, because you know what? There's something over here that I didn't even pick up on until I saw that, with like part of your addiction is that it's very a controlling on both sides. Okay. It's just like, you're mine. Nobody else can have you. Nobody else. Like, you're mine. Like, I put a stamp on you. I've got like ink on you or something like that. Like, everybody knows there's a label. This is mine, and that's it. So yeah, no, non-possessive. Very very nurturing relationships going forward for you. And probably that's something you're working on as well. Intellectual. Well, I'm definitely not that. Mathematician, scientist. Okay, but I don't, you know what's interesting? Some of you might resonate with this. Some of you might very well be genius. Okay, genius minds coming here. But I'm feeling like it's more of a street smart, is what I just heard. Yeah, it's more of a you read people, like you just get it in general. You get things that other people don't get in a different way, and that makes you really, really smart. Love, star-crossed, faith, primal or aboriginal, identity, or older man. And then charity, good Samaritan, beneficiary. Some of you might be coming into some kind of wealth from somebody else. For some of you, it might not be a lot. So, don't get too excited. But I feel like for some of you too, like part of your justice is you getting some kind of payout, or maybe you're just creating your own wealth. Like you're not relying on anybody else, but you're going to get that because of, your hard work. Okay. But what's interesting about this love star-crossed and older men, especially after I was talking about, yeah, you're healing that shit. So some of you might identify with the fact that maybe throughout your life, before you started healing, you because of the validation you were seeking, and I resonate with this too. Call myself right out. Because you didn't have self-worth, because you didn't, because you were, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh my God, completely drawing a blank on this word, and it's very important. Because you were insecure. Thank you, Spirit. Because you were insecure, you were seeking out people who were either not available, they were already with somebody. B, you were in a relationship and you were seeking out people who weren't in a relationship. Or C, you were in a relationship, this person was in a relationship, and then you were cheating. So either way, it's cheating. It's just called cheating. That's what we're going to call it. But I wanted to give all the scenarios. So, forgive yourself for that, because you're human, you make mistakes, and hopefully there's forgiveness for all the roles played in this. But I feel like you're already at a peace with this. Maybe other people aren't, and that's okay. That's their own journey. But I definitely feel like you found your groove, is what Spirit is saying. And you are leaning more now towards this love. And it's not just the non-possessive, this love that's healthy, where you get to be your own person. Your person gets to be their own person, and you come together as a couple and a team, and it's really beautiful. There's no, like, we're not carrying all this trauma, all this bullshit over here. We're done doing that. We're co-creating together. Really beautiful. So if you're in a relationship, I feel like you're doing a good job. Just keep working on yourself. If you're not in a relationship yet, you're going to find somebody that's more aligned with who you are now, instead of people who are unhealed and are, they have their own cycles to work through, that they probably have, maybe they've had different kinds of past lives, but that's something for them to learn. It's their own journey. So if you're worried about the injustice, don't worry about it. Like, that's their own journey. So I feel like you've always been an incredible individual in every life. You were just finding your way to this life, to this experience. This experience in this life is very big, and you already know that. That's why you're watching this. And I think you need to reward yourself specifically, like with something, because of your hard work. Because this group, in every life, but this is the life that you're in now, has experienced really hard stuff. But what's amazing about you, chills, is that no matter what you've been through, you are human and you've made mistakes, right? You've made mistakes, but you've always held on to your good heart. And I want to talk about something, actually, because that reminded me of a TikTok I saw yesterday. There's a woman it doesn't matter who she is, and maybe people will know just by saying this, but there's a woman who's being really persecuted, actually, on TikTok, for something she said and then retracted, and then, it's just all over TikTok, right? And, I haven't really commented on it. I might comment on a couple videos because I have my own opinion like everybody else, but there was a woman who, there was a Black beautiful woman who, I've never seen on TikTok before, who was talking about this other woman. And she, like, whatever she said about her doesn't matter, but she said something in the video that I personally didn't like, because she was talking about the woman who's being persecuted, how, she doesn't trust anybody who is always nice, who is always happy, who is always kind to people, who is always just nicey in general. And I didn't agree with that, because I'm the kind of person who is always nice to people. I mean, unless you give me a reason not to be. I have a voice now. But I genuinely, and I literally was just talking about this. This is so funny. I genuinely care about people. I really do. And I feel like there's going to be people who relate with that. When I say I want what's best for you, or I, like, tune into you and really listen to you and wish you the best, I truly mean it. So there are people who are it's genuine. Like, you are a genuine human. I'm a genuine human. And I truly mean it from the bottom of my heart that I wish the best for everybody. I hope everybody wins in this life. Not everybody is going to, but I just really hope that. So, I guess I'm sharing this because I'm like, why am I talking about this? I guess I'm sharing this because this kind of goes back to that idea of you're an island, and I don't remember what that other card was. You're an island, and the persecution by people, like worrying about what other people think about you. Continue being who you are, the beautiful person you are, and don't worry about what other people say, think, or whatever about what you do as who you are, how you show up in the world as being a genuine soul. Okay? That is your biggest power. That's why this is coming out. That is your biggest power in this world, is being genuine. Because you know what? There isn't a lot of people that truly show up like that. So don't let anybody dull that or say that's not real, because I know it's real, because I'm like that too. You found your people. I hope this helped whoever finds it.